Welcome back to Rocket with Gyan today. So let me just first of all dim your volume down. Yeah. So we are back here with another live stream. Yeah. So today we have small sat launcher Rocket Lab. You must not be knowing about it since I have not talked about it. You must be knowing about it since I have not talked about it. That's your choice, but I'm just telling you this. Today we have one interesting launch provider, that is Rocket Lab. So till now 48 satellites have been launched. Rocket Lab is basically trying to conquer the CubeSat market. Okay, uh, it is trying to conquer that, and as you can see right now, uh, Rocket Lab is defining how we access this, because with its small rockets, the CubeSats. What are CubeSats? CubeSats are basically those satellites which are size of a shoebox. Okay, they are so small. Satellites size have shrunk down now, because this technology has evolved uh, from the 90s era to now, and like we have a great processing power in our phone, so satellites have also shrunk down. So CubeSats are the now new era of satellites, you can say, which Rocket Lab is providing, as CubeSat does not weigh more than 1 to 2 kg, so it is a good way to access space. Also, yeah, this it's a dedicated launch or a right share launch. Since it's a small set launcher, so only it has only 225 kg of payload capacity up to low Earth orbit. That is more than enough, since the CubeSats are only 2 to 3 kgs. And we have dedicated launch or a right share launch. Right share launch means we have many CubeSats along with the our own CubeSats being launched on a single rocket, or we can have a dedicated launch. Since it is a small sat launcher, we can have a dedicated launch too. Otherwise it's a global company. Okay, it's okay. Okay, one more thing is that we have a vertical integration of the rocket. Since the rocket is not very tall like Falcon 9. Falcon 9 is around 75 meters, and Electron rocket, which is of Rocket Lab, is around 17 meters. So it does not require any horizontal integration. Vertical integration can be done, and vertical integration itself is a plus point for any rocket. Okay, so yeah, and one more thing, all components of Rocket Lab technology are designed and manufactured in-house. That's one thing. Okay. Okay, so that's what we saw about the Rocket Lab company as a whole. Now we'll see about the mission profile. What mission profile it has now. So here we have the mission, don't stop me now. So as you can see, yeah, so as you can see, don't stop me now is the mission. Launch complex 1 is the launch site, and okay, we'll have a live stream. Okay, so this is how their Electron rocket looks like, and it's a very small, as you can see from the size only. But it is small, that does not mean it is not capable of doing anything. It actually does many things which normal satellite launchers can't do. That's one thing. Okay, so here's the mission overview. Since it's a ride share mission, it's not a dedicated mission, so there will be many more satellites along with it. And as you can see here, it will have a NASA ANDESITE Ad Hoc Network Demonstration for Extended Satellite Based Inquiry and other team endeavors. Basically, this the ANDESITE is created by electrical and mechanical engineers and the professors of Boston University. It is a part of NASA CubeSat launch initiative to study the Earth's magnetic field. That is one there, and the other one is the NRO. By three payloads are there with NRO. The mission was procured under the rapid of a small rocket contact vehicle, allow the NRO to explore new launch opportunity that provide a streamlined commercial approach of getting small satellites. So it is basically testing Rocket Lab. NRO is National Reconnaissance Office, if I am not wrong, the full form of NRO. It is basically looking for the capturing the small satellite market, so it is testing Rocket Lab for its launch capability today. And along with ANDESITE and NRO, we have M2 Pathfinder satellite, which is also a university satellite. So as you can see, these satellites are not very big because these are university satellites and created by students. So yeah, it provides a good opportunity for the students in the colleges to just launch their satellites and have a good time ahead. Okay, so that's the mission profile for today, and we have the don't stop me now mission for the uh, for this to for this launch. And yeah, that's the thing. So let's just move on to the Electron rocket itself. What is the capability of the rocket? Here we have the Electron rocket. You can see from the picture only, it looks so damn good, right? It looks so damn good. So here we have frequent and reliable access to space for small satellite. That's the main initiative of this, main aim of this. So as you can see, maximum payload is 225 kg and nominal, which is the normal payload which it carries, is 150 kg. If somehow it is able to extend and is able to perform for in its most optimized way and to the limits, then it will have 225 kg. It will be able to deliver 225 kg, and it has two stages and it has 70 meters. So like Falcon 9, it is also planning to recover the stages, but not with the propulsive landing. That is because since it is a small satellite launcher and also and it does not have enough fuel to save some fuel and then land it. So what it has done to recover the first stage is the parachutes will be deployed first. The parachutes will slow it down since it's not a very big rocket, big first stage. And then after that the helicopters will come, and there will be one hook which will catch the first stage, and then the helicopter will take it to the safe location. That's how it will do it. So this is a payload, plug-in payload fairing. We have this which it does not recover. And then we have a kick stage. Kick stage is basically a liquid fuel rocket, is you can say like that. Basically it is needed when there are multiple satellites, and every satellite needs a dedicated orbit. So this kick stage is used to raise or raise the orbit so that we are at a good orbit for satellite deployment of multiple satellites. That's the one thing. And then we have the second stage. In second stage we have as you can see from here, if I'm not wrong, yeah, second stage we have one Rutherford engine, which is a modified Rutherford engine for vacuums. uh, Basically nothing is modified, I don't think so. Engine design is modified. Basically only the bell is extended so as to meet the pressure requirements of the uh, vacuum. We don't need to see this video because it does not have anything, just engine burning the fuel and nothing else. So it provides 22 kilonewton of thrust, and the ISP is basically the mileage as you can say of a rocket. ISP defines how long of it can burn the fuel. So 333 seconds for a fixed amount of fuel, it burns for 333 seconds. If I'm not wrong, it is there is one quantity I am not remembering right now, but yeah, there is a fixed amount of fuel. Like in mileage we have a kilometer per liter, so it has something like that, something per liter. This 330 second per something. Okay, that's something I'm not able to remember right now. And yeah, it is made up of carbon composite material, which makes it very light and steady. And also here we have okay, valves, avionics and all. Okay, the new propulsion cycle. So we have this Rutherford engine. Rutherford engines works on oxygen and RP1 propellant, as you know, from now only. And it also has a very high propulsion cycle, sorry, new propulsion cycle, and high performance. So why do we say it has electrical propellant pumps? Because this is the first engine ever made in human history which will be using batteries to revolve their turbo pumps. Turbo pumps are needed basically to feed the engine with more and more fuel uh, rapidly. That's why turbo pumps are needed. Basically, it spins the fuel, not the, yeah, spin the fuel and provide the engine with the adequate amount of fuel. That's why it is needed. Otherwise, in the other launch vehicles, the turbo pumps are powered by its own fuel. This is the first one in which the turbo pumps are powered by the batteries. That's one thing. Okay, this is the first stage and its ISP is 303 seconds. So like Falcon 9, it also has 9 Rutherford engines in the first stage. Very small, everything is 3D printed. Here's, as you can see, the Rutherford is the first engine to use 3D printing for all primary components. So Rutherford engine is whole 3D printed. Basically, Rocket Labs, most of the parts are 3D printed. This you can see these first stage, the fuel tank, fairing, and all those are all 3D printing. That's one thing which is which actually like gives a good taste of what happening in the rocket industry and today's technology. So that's the thing of the Electron. Now we can have a look at the launch, pre-launch itself. If I'm not wrong, pre-launch. Okay, wait a sec. Let me just do the pre-launch kind of thingy. Uh, and here we have. Wait a sec, guys. Let me just set the pre-launch one. I think I have not set it right now. Let me just open it for a sec. Okay. So guys, till then, let me just tell me, guys, how are you doing? Everything all right or not? Just tell me that. Yeah, okay. We have the pre-launch here. So here we have the pre-launch. Okay. So liftoff time, as we all know, is around this. So it has a launch window. We don't have the preferred, defined time of dot time. We don't have that. We have a defined time of these 2 hours launch window, and the launch can happen anytime there. Don't Stop Me Now is a ride share mission, as we all know. And here the Rocket Lab is not. Basically, as I said you, the Rocket Lab is planning for the first stage recovery, but today it is not doing that. It is just having the payload deploy and nothing that. So here we have the customers: NRO, RAF, NASA. We all have. Electron is the rocket. Launch location is in New Zealand, yeah. And payload mass, NRO, we don't know, 4 kgs. See, this is the power of CubeSats. 0.38 kgs into 8. Andesite satellites are 0.38 kg, 380 grams of one, and we have 8 of them, and 3 kg is the total mass. So as you can see how it will redefine the space. So that's why CubeSat market is growing day by day, because anyone can make CubeSats, and but we don't have a proper launch providers for that. And if we have one launch provider, then it's very good. So okay, so here we have the Rocket Lab engine and all. What is Electron? First is reusability, I told you. So these are the satellites launcher. Set the payloads basically. If I am not wrong, yeah, payloads. of what it has. So it has national NRO payload. It is a primary customer if I'm not wrong, but we don't know about its rocket, about its satellite, since it's a undisclosed one. And we have the Pathfinder, which is basically a collaborative project between Royal Australian Air Force and University of New South Wales and the ANDESITE, which is a NASA educational launch of nanosatellites. That's the thing. And now we are just waiting for the Rocket Lab to start its stream. If I'm not wrong, only 2 minutes are left for it to start its stream. Mm, so guys, till then, what should we do? Okay, yes. So we may have the Rocket Lab to start its stream. Okay, let me just play with this video only. What will happen today, like how it will happen, the electron in flight, we can see one night, right? Let's just see that. But the battery which it what you say throw in the flight, because it has to shed its weight, and that's why it does that. So that's one thing. And if we just look at all other things, like the Ford engines, and okay, if we just have a look at its other rockets, let's just have a look at its other rockets too. Till then comes photon rocket. Okay, no, the photon satellite, but not the rocket spacecraft. It is basically a spacecraft. Photon is a spacecraft. So what does it photon have? Basically, it is as you can see, small Rocket Lab is capturing the small satellite lab market, and here the photon is nothing but a, you can say, a launch vehicle only. Not a launch vehicle. It is a spacecraft which is able to go to the moon, take the CubeSats to the moon, and then deploy it. If I'm not wrong, that's the one thing. That's why it is having we don't have any photon Mars till now, photon launch till now. We'll be able to see it. Okay, LEO, MEO, lunar, and interplanetary too for the CubeSats. The Rocket Lab is totally defining the small set market. As you can see, low Earth orbit it is doing right now, and this is the moon orbits, lunar orbit, then interplanetary. And I don't know what it is, magnetic or something, I don't know. But as you can see, also has interplanetary. That means CubeSats can go interplanetary. That means just 2 kg material of a thing can go interplanetary. And till now, interplanetary missions require so much large scale of production and money, millions and billions of money. And if CubeSats can also go interplanetary, then it will redefine space forever. Hi Akash, how are you doing? And yeah, for that composite structure we have the carbon composite structure. Propulsion we also have, because we need propulsion to deliver the CubeSats to the desired orbit. Reaction wheels are nothing but basically is used for you can say the orienting the spacecraft to a particular orientation. Avionics is in-flight computer. Solar array is used for solar panel. Solar array basically solar panel used for satellite electricity generation. And then we have star trackers. Star trackers. Star trackers. What is star trackers? Basically, star tracker in space. How do we define orientation? We need one reference point, right? Like in space, we don't have anything. On Earth, we have a reference point called floor, and we define everything according to the floor. Okay, but we in space we don't have anything. So how do we define a specific orientation? That's where the star trackers come in. The star trackers basically used for, if I'm not wrong, so yeah, star trackers are basically used for orientation. So as the name suggests, star tracker, it tracks a particular star which is at a very uh, far away, and it does not change its position. So it will have a look at it and take it as a reference point, and once it takes it as a reference point, then it orients itself according to that reference point. That's one thing. So here we have low, it's a middle earth orbit. MU is a middle earth orbit. Okay, okay, cool. So here we have all those things where it can deploy. Yes, Akash, I'll to cover ISRO launch. I basically cover every other launch of any space industry, whether it be ISRO, whether it be Russia, Roscosmos, NASA, ULA, Atlas 5, Atlas mission, ULA's missions, SpaceX, Rocket Lab, Virgin Galactic, Virgin Orbits, China's space agencies, Japan's, any whatever you think, any other launch which happens and we have that stream, then I covered that. So if you haven't subscribed till now, just subscribe, because many other cool things will be there on the up there in this channel. Not only the launches I cover, I make videos also on space. You can check my channel out and you will find out what basically I do. So here we have the operational payloads. Okay, the mission opportunities. Operation payload, constellation missions, hosted payloads, exploration, technology demonstration. These are the fields where it can photon can be used for by the other companies. Okay, so that's one thing. And Rocket Lab hasn't started yet. Okay, we are waiting for it. No problem. Okay, no problem. Let's just go in lunar. What it has in lunar. You just do that. Come on, man. Reload. Load yourself. Okay, I think it is not working only. Let me just reload this. This is not the problem with my internet. This is the problem with Rocket Labs website only. That's why it is happening like this. And here we have. Do we have the launch? No, don't have it now. Come on. Everything is working. See. Okay, no problem. So I have one more thing. Let me just do, if I am able to. Okay, okay, cool, cool, it worked. Cool. Go to lunar. So before that, and since it's loading, it's taking a time, and we don't have the launch till now. We don't have the live stream. Okay, yes, we have the mission. Okay, good. So we have this mission to then supporting NASA's mission return. Okay, NASA has one mission called Artemis mission, in which by 2024 it will be sending the first human and the next man to the moon's south pole. That's the NASA's 2024 Artemis mission. Or then we have here. uh, Rocket Lab in 2021. Rocket Lab will launch a CubeSat into lunar orbit for NASA. Okay, that's one thing. Since I told you this Rocket Lab has the capability of launching to the surface and lunar surface, not lunar surface, lunar orbit, and also NASA has a requirement of deploying the satellite there because of the Cube's Artemis mission. Rocket Lab is the one which is able to do that, because other satellites other launch provider only sends a big 1 ton mass to the moon, but not a small CubeSats. So that's one thing. So here we have that one. How we are getting into that? So this is how we will be able to get, and this is done by basically many space industries. This technique, okay. This technique is done by many space industries, and I think we have the coverage right now. Okay, we do have this, so let's just have a look at it. Wait a sec. Okay, let me just explain this one since it is just waiting for some time.
Good evening and welcome to the live broadcast of Rocket Lab's 12th Electron launch, a small sat rideshare we've called Don't Stop Me Now. I'm Max Muncy and we're coming to you live from Rocket Lab's Mission Control Center here in Auckland, New Zealand. Tonight's launch will take place from around 500 kilometers southeast of Auckland, down at Rocket Lab's Launch Complex 1 on the beautiful Mahia Peninsula. We are currently tracking some high wind for tonight's mission, but launch operations are in full swing as we continue the countdown to launch. Those of you who follow our launches will know that we were only days away from launching this mission in late March, but launch operations are in full swing as we continue the countdown to launch. Those of you who follow our launches will know that we were only days away from launching this mission in late March, when operations were paused in response to the global COVID-19 situation. Like countless other businesses, we paused our operations and stayed at home to do our part in preventing the spread of COVID-19. Our priority is and always will be the health and well-being of our team, our customers, families, and the communities in which we operate. A few weeks later, with restrictions now eased, we're back in the pad at LC1. By quickly adapting the way we work, we've been able to maintain a state of launch readiness throughout the disruption. We've held on to our entire workforce and continued placing orders with our suppliers, many of them being small businesses across the US and New Zealand. Our focus in recent years has been on developing technologies, facilities, and teams that enable us to build rockets in days, not months or years. With these systems now in place, we can produce an Electron every 18 days to meet our busy manifest for the rest of this year and well into 2021. We're incredibly proud of the way our team has adapted to new ways of working, and we're grateful for the steadfast support of our customers and suppliers throughout these times. You're looking at the 12th Electron launch vehicle to go vertical at our private launch site in New Zealand. The Electron launch vehicle is a 3-stage liquid-fueled launch vehicle designed specifically for small satellite missions. To date, Electron has flown 48 commercial and government small satellites to space. Successful deployment of this mission will bring the total count to 53. The satellites on board this rideshare mission are safely encapsulated inside the rocket's nose cone structure, which is on the top and otherwise called the fairing. As we make our way down Electron, you can see white stripes have formed around the vehicle's black structure. This effect is created by the cold liquid oxygen in Electron's tanks, which causes moisture to condense as ice on the outside of the rocket. The booster, the area where you see the largest white band, is essentially one large fuel tank for the 9 Rutherford engines that will propel Electron through the Earth's atmosphere. Now let's take a look at the customers and satellites on board today's mission. Don't Stop Me Now is a rideshare to low Earth orbit for NASA, the National Reconnaissance Office, and the University of New South Wales Canberra Space. The spacecraft on board include NASA's ANDESITE satellite, which has been created by students and professors at Boston University to study the Earth's magnetic field as part of NASA's Cubesat launch initiative. There are also 3 payloads on board which are designed, built, and operated by the NRO. The mission was procured under the agency's Rapid Acquisition of a Small Rocket, or RASER contract vehicle, which allows the NRO to explore new launch opportunities that provide a streamlined commercial approach for getting small satellites into space. This mission follows Rocket Lab's first dedicated mission for the NRO, which was Birds of a Feather, and that was launched in January of this year. The final small sat onboard Electron is the M2 Pathfinder satellite. And this is a collaboration between the University of New South Wales Canberra Space and the Australian government, and that will test communications architecture and other technologies. A huge thank you to our mission partners for choosing to fly on board Electron today. It's been great to be able to meet the needs of a diverse payload class, from national security to research projects, all in the same mission. Now, as usual, we will be ending the live broadcast shortly after kickstage separation, so we won't be bringing you live video of payload deployment. Keep an eye on our social media pages for updates regarding deployment after the webcast has concluded.
So as you can see right now, we have a beautiful view of the Electron rocket standing vertically on the pad. You can have a look at the size of the rocket. It is not as enormous like Falcon 9. It is just a small rocket with only with.
Please confirm all separation events are armed.
Okay.
All separation events are armed.
RF, please confirm stage 2 S-band has been switched to high power for flight.
Confirmed.
And
Avionics, please cycle vehicle camera logging and confirm.
Confirmed.
GC, please enable ground high-speed logging and confirm.
Yep.
There's a pool
High-speed
calling
ground logging is
you are
enabled.
hearing right now.
GC, please confirm that the range igniter pressures are in bounds.
Igniter pressures are within bounds.
Stage 1, please confirm stage 1 tank press set points. Locks 400 kPa, Kiro 225.
Confirmed both.
Stage 2, please confirm igniter pressures are in bounds.
Confirmed.
Stage 2, please confirm Curie catalyst preheat is disabled.
Disabled.
And confirm that stage 2 tank set points is locks 365 kPa, Kiro 205.
If you've been following Rocket Lab launches for a while, you know that we like to be creative with mission names and patches for each launch. And we've given this mission a particularly special name in honor of someone who had a crucial impact on Rocket Lab.
Actually,
We chose the name Don't Stop Me Now in dedication to Scott Smith, a Rocket Lab board member and friend of the team who passed away recently. Scott joined Rocket Lab's board in 2015, bringing a wealth of knowledge and experience from his time at Skybox, Iridium, and Digital Globe. Scott was a passionate, dedicated, and kind leader who would go to great lengths to help others achieve things in space that would ultimately help everyone down here on Earth. The triple S on the mission pass represents his full name, Sanford Scott Smith, and Don't Stop Me Now is one of his favorite songs by Queen. We are honored to have worked with one of the pioneering entrepreneurs of the space industry, and our thoughts remain with his friends and family. So we're now sitting at T-minus 8 minutes to liftoff, and conditions are still looking good for today's launch. You've probably heard that development is currently underway here at Rocket Lab to make Electron's first stage reusable. We had some pretty big milestones toward this goal on our last 2 missions when we successfully guided the stages back to Earth in one piece after launch. While we will not be attempting to recover the first stage on today's mission, earlier in the year we reached an exciting milestone on our recovery program. Recently we conducted a successful mid-air recovery of a test stage, which is a big step towards reusability. Let's take a look at that incredible footage.
and I have made a video on it on my channel. You can just check it out after this. Like, it basically explains why SpaceX is also not using parachutes or catching the helicopter. It's a very informative video. You can have a look at it. So if I'll explain everything right now. It does not have any voice in it, so I'll explain what it is. This rocket lab is basically planning for things like this. So here we have the first stage, the dummy first stage, is on this helicopter, and on the second helicopter we have a cook. Okay, this second helicopter we have this cook. The first helicopter will drop the first stage rocket, and it will try to catch it. After dropping, the parachute will deploy, and the second helicopter will try to catch it. That's how it will be actual real theory. But once the parachutes are deployed, we might and we try.
3, 2, 1, release.
Into a mid-air is not a big deal. What is a big deal is protecting the first stage through re-entry. That's the thing. That's what they have to look on rocket. I'll be making a video on that too. What design changes they have made for the rocket lab to achieve this milestone.
Stage 2 HVBs are off.
Confirm latch is disabled on stage 2 HVBs.
Confirmed.
Avionics confirm stage 1 battery main relays are off.
Confirmed.
Confirm latch is disabled on stage 1 HVBs.
Confirmed.
And stage avionics, please disable stage 3 RCS heaters and regulator heaters.
Copy.
Stage 1 flight mission.
Flight stage 1.
Please confirm motor control HVDC is falling on stage 1 engines.
Can confirm.
And please confirm stage 1 engines are back to idle.
Confirmed.
Stage 1, please re-enable pre-valve heater.
Enabled.
Stage 2 flight mission.
Go ahead, flight.
Please confirm motor control HVDC has fallen.
Fallen.
And confirm stage 2 engine is an idle.
Idle.
So that was it for polling, I guess. And we don't. Yeah, that's it for polling. So here we have, guys, the rocket and a beautiful view of the clouds here, and we are T-minus 6 minutes to the launch right now, right? And so what will happen today? Basically, since it has 3 payloads, so It is a ride share mission,
Avionics
and
flight mission.
I was right in my thought. I should have told you
Flight avionics.
Go for
that
GC
time
avionics.
only, that it will be using a kick stage. Kick stage is a third stage. It will not be a two-stage rocket today. It will be a three-stage rocket today, and kick stage is required
Flight
to
avionics.
put the
Please enable
different
HVBAT heaters as required.
different
Copy.
satellites into different orbits as per required by
Avionics
the customer.
RCO on mission core to proceed with Foxtrot 1700 AFTS hold procedure.
Proceeding with Foxtrot 1700.
RF flight mission.
Flight RF.
Please decrease S2 and S1 S-band
Looks
to low power.
like,
Confirmed.
And RF, please safe Southland UHF ground station and confirm.
Confirmed.
We have a lift off. Then
Okay,
the max.
flight on mission chord. Be advised MCC launch switch cover is closed. RCO flight mission.
sorry, yeah, go ahead.
Please close the launch switch cover.
Switch covers down.
That was some technical things right there.
We have just had an update from Mission Control here. We are now entering a hold due to high winds. The team is working to revert the clock to T-minus 12 minutes to hold for a gap in these winds. So please stand by and enjoy these beautiful views of Electron on the pad.
Okay, so we have T-minus 12. So basically the here, because of high winds, it has not scrubbed, it has just postponed by a few minutes. Why high winds are...
Channel stations flight on mission chord. We did have an abort there in the terminal count. Reason being a drop in our PDOP for our AFTS GPS units. We were also checking some on the edge winds. We're going to move back around, loop back around to T-minus 12 minutes and hold there.
Okay, so here we have the update. So why do we care so much about winds? Why just we don't launch it in the winds only? So speed, okay, that's the rocket speed. Okay, 0 km/h. That's not the wind speed. I thought wind speed. So yeah, why do we care about the wind speed when the rocket is just passing through the atmosphere? It is having a very high velocity, and if by chance the wind is not in the direction of where it is moving, then it can rip the rocket apart because of the structural loads it will experience, extra structural load it will experience because of the high winds. We don't want. That's why we don't launch in high wind condition. And also in lightning conditions, so in lightning condition we don't launch at all, because lightning, if by chance they strike the rocket, then it can damage the flight computers, and if the flight computers are damaged, it's like the brain is damage of the rocket, and anything can go haywire after then. So that's why we don't do launch in lightning. The Crew Dragon Demo 2 mission, which was scrubbed on May 30th, I guess. No, May 27th. Yeah, May 27th. It was because of the lightning, the major component which actually scrubbed that launch on that day because of the lightning. We don't want lightning to interfere in between the rocket launch. It will just damage the flight computers, and we don't want that too in a crew mission. That's why. There are many other factors too, but these are the main factors. If I'm not missing anything, these are the main factors. Very beautiful window here. Everything is so quiet, right? So quiet. Beautiful sight here. You can set this as a wallpaper, and this is such a beautiful sight here right now. So guys, we are just waiting for the countdown to finish. Minus we reverted the clock window, right? Yeah. And they cut the desktop audio too. So now what should we talk about? If you have any question, guys, you can just ask me. I'll answer each and everything right now. We have free time right now, so you can ask me anything you want. Okay, one thing I will tell you. So here you can see this white structure, white icy thing is there only on the top, not on the bottom one. So anyone can answer me why is that so? Can anyone and why is it only
For
at
those
the
of you just
okay,
joining us,
first
we're currently in a
answer
hold
this.
at T-minus 12 minutes due to high winds. We'll keep you updated with information as it comes to hand.
Okay, cool. Thank you. So yeah, anyone can answer it. No, I can. Then I will answer it. No problem. Okay, I think no one can answer it right now. So I say the answer. So why is it white only on the top and not on the bottom? First of all, this ice is due to the liquid oxygen, the super cooled, super chilled liquid oxygen. Why do we chill the propellant? Say after that we have to burn it. So why do we chill it? Basically, we chill it uh, so as to incorporate more volume of propellant into the same tank volume, not the more volume, the more propellant into the same tank of the volume. That's why we chill it, so that is density increases. And that's why we have the IC only on the top, because on the bottom one we have the kerosene and we don't chill it. Kerosene can't be, we we do we do uh, uh, cool it down, but we don't chill it. So like that, so that's why we don't have the icy thing on that. And why do we have liquid oxygen on the top and the kerosene at the bottom? Why is that so? Any question, any answers for that, guys? No. That's because of the density. Basically, the density of the kerosene is much more than the density of oxygen, and we want that in a flight. Then the rocket should be bottom heavy, not cone top heavy, because bottom heavy rockets are more stable. Since we have a more denser propellant or a liquid at the bottom, so the rocket will be bottom heavy in the flight, and that's why it will keep it stable in the flight. Because if it is
Some of you might know we celebrated our 3-year anniversary since launch. As we wait for winds to subside, let's take a look back at everything we've achieved in those 3 years.
okay, so they are launching since 3 years. It's good. That's such a good launch. mean? So it will
So if you
happen
just
in its
joined us
own
today,
pace
we are in
only.
a T-minus 12-minute hold due to high winds at Launch Complex 1 for our 12th Electron mission. We'll keep you updated as we hear more from the operators.
Okay, we have a hold on it. Okay, so that's good. Not a good thing at all, because we don't want it to. We don't want the rocket to explode, but we at the same time we want the rocket to launch as soon as possible, because we want to see the rocket launch, right? That's why we are here. Right now we are at T minus 12 minutes hold because of the rocket launch, so because of the wind speed. And yeah, the guys, why do we hold it at T minus 12 minutes only? Why not anything else? Basically, we have T minus 12 minutes. Every launch company, every space vehicle, like a rocket company, has its own T minus something that defines, after that it won't be able to stop. Okay, T minus something to reset its flight computer, its steps, so that it's there whenever, if any point in the T minus and counting, if something uh, gets a problem like this, like we had today, so it can reset it back to one certain point, because at that point afterwards we have many other checks we need to perform. Like I am pretty sure they will again perform the pole checking, and that's why we need some time for that. Like these T minus 12 minutes or T minus something, any minutes or any hours, these are basically there as so as to ensure that the rocket is designed properly, not rocket is configured properly. Basically rocket is no problem. Okay, so now we'll have deployed. Not here. Here.
time now, you might know that we never want to hold again, but sometimes it's exactly what we need to do when the weather doesn't play ball. We are still in that T-12 hold as we wait for winds to fall into acceptable balance for launch, and thanks for standing by.
What did No, the clock is still at T-12. I'll inform you, don't worry. Why this reboot tool is not working in the setup? When I'm selecting anything that is selected. Thank you.
Some good news we've had from the operators at Mission Control. We'll be resuming the countdown. As you can see, we're at T-minus 9 minutes and 54 seconds and are cleared for launch.
See that one. So guys, we are at T minus 9 minutes. The countdown has begun, and we are ready for liftoff. So at we are T minus count as. So guys, what happened today? Because of the high winds, about we suspended the launch for some time, and then we postponed it, and finally we have a launch right now. T minus 8 minutes or so. I'm just waiting for the checks to happen, and then we'll have a liftoff. So you are seeing the Electron rocket from different angles, and these white fumes are because of the cold liquid ices.
There are many steps in locating a safe liftoff opportunity, but one key component involves performing a COLA, or collision on launch assessment. A collision on launch assessment is pretty self-explanatory, but it checks the flight trajectory against the catalog of objects in orbit. Everything from other satellites, the International Space Station, orbital debris, even other rocket stages need to be tracked in order to find a safe window for launch.
Exactly, because if you just launch it right away, and then if at that time any other object in the space is orbiting the Earth, and at that time that object is also at that place only, then these two will collide and disaster will happen, and we don't want that to happen. That's why every other space debris, space object, everything in space, anything, whether it be small, big, everything is tracked, and hence so that these rockets can safely launch and we don't just collide with any other rocket. That's why the major concern of the space debris and the space what do you say, space network would be the Starlink, because Starlink is the SpaceX Starlinks are the SpaceX satellites, and SpaceX is planning to launch 42,000 of them into the orbit to provide the internet. That's good. I appreciate that they want to provide us with the internet, not free, that won't be free, but still. But I am just concerned about the Kessler syndrome. What is Kessler syndrome? Kessler syndrome is nothing but when an object hits another object, it just forms debris, right? It forms another small particle. That small particles hit another object, and that's why, and that big particle is also broken down into small objects. And
Just a quick update from Mission Control. We're at T-minus 5 minutes and 54 seconds and counting. That white vapor you see rising from an Electron is actually the liquid oxygen boiling off its tanks. These tanks need to be continually topped up so that Electron is ready for flight at T0.
Exactly. So yeah, I was telling about the Kessler syndrome. So that chain continues of hitting the other satellites, and we are just trapped inside the Earth with all those debris all over us. And finally, those will fall. Some of them will, because of the atmospheric drag, will fall back to Earth, but we just can't be sure of that. So that's why I'm just a bit concerned about the Starlink satellites, that too in low Earth orbit. We are not launching in geostationary orbits. They are not launching in geostationary orbits. They are launching in low Earth orbit, and low Earth orbit is way close to. That's why they are launching, because they don't want them to just if by chance the satellites collide, then it can fall back to Earth.
Now, on top of reaching today's launch attempt, our teams have also returned to full production capacity of not just our Electron launch vehicles, but our Photon satellites as well. From day one, our mission has been to open access to space. We started with launch, the common problem faced by the entire industry. We've now ticked this box with Electron, and now we're moving on to the next step in making space easy, satellites. Rocket Lab's Photon spacecraft line is designed to offer reliable, flexible, and affordable satellite solutions that enable small satellite operators to do more, spend less, and reach orbit faster. We're looking forward to sharing the first Photon mission in the coming months. So we're now sitting at 4 minutes and 2 seconds until liftoff, so I'll hand you over to the operators in mission control as they perform their final calls in the lead up to launch.
That's how a Rocket Lab mission control looks like. All back. You must be having polling in some.
I think it means
Okay, from now on there should be no red flags in your LCC. Sorry, stand by.
We're at T minus 3 minutes and we are getting close to the launch, guys.
All stations flight on mission. We have called an abort on the wind. We're going to walk back around and try again. Save ourselves one more chance. Moving to terminal count. Revert.
What? Again? Why? The clock has stopped, right? Again we have lost the opportunity to launch. No problems, we'll launch in KSP, guys. No problem with that. Let's just launch in KSP because this though has stopped. There we are.
As you heard from our mission control operators, we are in another hold due to high winds. We are planning to recycle the count back to T minus 12 minutes and will hold here for a gap in wind.
orbit, guys, with 96 as apoapsis and this 82 as periapsis. We are just waiting for the Electron to launch its rocket, and I am here launching the replica of Electron space program. So here we are in the clean state since we have reached the orbit, and we don't need so much of fuel, but it's okay. We reached the orbit. Now we can just ditch this. Okay, now the kick stage will just deliver these satellites into the preferred orbit. Let's just define the preferred orbits of these. How much delta V do we have? 1844. So let's define its orbit. Let's just have one satellite deployed in this orbit only. Then we can just go off. Oh, yay! Almost see the barrier, sorry, the aperture increase so much. Now we'll increase the orbit of this. With this stage, we'll increase the orbit for this one, and now the 141, okay, cool. This is good. We'll have to increase
We just had a note from the operators at Mission Control. We'll be resuming the countdown and aiming for the last available slot in today's launch window of 6:32 UTC. The winds are still high, so we'll be watching them closely as we proceed through the countdown.
Come on, man. You can do this. Come on. Position yourself in the prograde. What's the prograde? Only one of them has reaction wheels, I think, so that's why this is happening. And how can I forgot to add the gimbaling to it? Gimbaled version of these. What is gimbling? It is nothing but it will just help in orientation of this. Once it reaches the 142, yeah, it is. It to spin. Come on, spin. it is spinning because these are not properly oriented and causing it to spin. Yeah, it's not properly symmetrical in nature. That's why. Okay, we are good now. Now then we can just decouple this one or two. Go away. Now only this one is left. Let's just more.
If you're just joining us for the first time today, let's recap the payloads on board today's mission. Don't Stop Me Now is a rideshare to low Earth orbit for NASA, the National Reconnaissance Office, and the University of New South Wales Canberra Space. On board, we have NASA's ANDESITE satellite, which was created by students and professors at Boston University to study the Earth's magnetic field as part of NASA's Cubesat launch initiative. There are also 3 payloads on board, which are designed, built, and operated by the NRO. The mission was procured under the agency's Rapid Acquisition of a Small Rocket, or RASER, contract vehicle. And this allows the NRO to explore new launch opportunities that provide a streamlined commercial approach for getting small satellites into space. This mission follows Rocket Lab's first dedicated mission for the NRO, and that was Birds of a Feather, which was launched in January of this year. The final small sat on board Electron is the M2 Pathfinder satellite, which is a collaboration between the University of New South Wales Canberra Space and the Australian government to test technology. A huge thank you to our mission partners for choosing to fly on board Electron today. It's great to be able to meet the needs of a diverse payload class, from national security to research projects, all on the same mission. Now, as usual, we will be ending the live broadcast shortly after kick stage separation, so we won't be bringing you live video of payload deployment. Keep an eye on our social media pages for updates regarding deployment after the webcast has concluded.
So here we are again at the T-12 minutes, guys, and we are hopefully will be able to see the launch now at least, because man, it was a tough one. Literally, it was a tough one. At least we should have launched now. We are T-10 minutes and 22 seconds. We just wanted to see we fly. We just want this rocket to fly. And weather, please clear up. Don't do this. I don't like this at all. Good night, Easy is there. We started with the evening, I think, so that was evening. Yeah, of course, evening. That was evening. That beautiful sighting was of the evening. Now it's the night time there. Now, what do you think? Will we be able to launch the rocket or not? Tell me, guys. We'll have a beautiful lighting once the rocket ignites. See, you will see that. Because since we are launching it in the night, we'll have a beautiful lighting. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, then subscribe, because we want that. We are just waiting for this rocket to launch. Until that, subscribe, like, share, do whatever you want to do with this stream. We are T minus 8 minutes 20 seconds, and hopefully, please, last time it was T minus 22 minutes 50 seconds and the launch was postponed, and I don't want that to happen again, please.
Coming to you again from Rocket Lab Mission Control. If you're just joining us, we have been in several holes this evening while we wait for winds to drop below acceptable levels for launch. We currently have a little over 6 minutes until target liftoff time. Winds are still tracking high. Thank you for bearing with us today and spending your time with us. As we get closer to liftoff, I'll hand you over to Mission Control so you can hear operators proceed through the count.
Mechanisms armed. All stations, range is green, auto sequence arm enabled.
Avionics flight mission.
Flight avionics.
Confirmed TVC battery charging is disabled.
Confirmed.
And avionics, please confirm stage 2 umbilical puff is nominal.
Confirmed.
Guys, I think we'll have the launch now, since yeah, launch preparations have begun and the countdown is still running. That's a good sign for the good launch. I hope at this is the time we see the launch. So we are at T minus 4 minutes 15 seconds and we see the launch.
And all stations, flight on mission cord. From now on, there should be no red flags on your LCCs. And I can confirm the vehicle's green, ready for flight. VMS, flight on mission.
Go ahead.
Please confirm flight computer as goes to green.
Confirm.
And VMS, please lock auto sequence and confirm.
Confirmed.
All stations, flight on mission. We are currently go for auto sequence start at T-minus 2 minutes.
We are go for the sequence start, not for the launch, but still the sequence start does means that we have a high probability of the launch happening on this track. That is so good. We are at T-minus 2 minutes. Yeah, only 2 minutes are left now, guys. Just 2 minutes and we'll have the launch.
Avionics flight mission.
Lady avionics.
Please confirm all AV bats have been switched to internal power.
Confirmed.
Avionics, please confirm stage power is disabled on all 3 stages.
External power is disabled.
All stations be advised, vehicles now on internal power. PLS flight mission.
PLS copies.
Please begin lock skid reset.
Copy.
We are go for launch, guys. We are go for launch. And we'll see the launch very, very soon. Subscribe if you haven't, guys. As I can see, the ground systems
PLS flight on mission.
also begin for the
PLS copies.
Please disable anti-geysering and confirm.
okay.
Anti-geysering disabled.
Stage 1, please confirm stage 1 tanks are pressed.
Stage 1 is pressed.
Stage 2, same to you.
Stage 2 is pressed.
Okay.
Hold. Ground wind exceedance.
Okay,
I can see the lift off bar is also filling up on the left hand side. That means we are going for a launch right now. So
This is an update from Mission Control Auckland. The team has made the decision to stand down today due to high winds. We still have several days remaining in the launch window, so we hope to see you next time.
stand down.
Information on the next launch opportunity and webcast details will be shared on our website and social media feeds. Thanks for tuning in to today's launch attempt, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Oh man, this was so stand down. Why can't I heard it? It's so okay. It has stand down for the launch for today, and we'll have a launch opportunity some other day. Okay, no problem. So guys, it's okay. It's okay. It happens in the launch industries, the rocket launches, that the scrub launches because of the weather conditions. But no worries, since I have already demonstrated you how it will launch in the KSP, and yeah, that was a good thing. So if I conclude today, what happened? We had a very nice few streams started. We started with all the stream parameters. We fulfilled all those. Uh, we learned about the Electron rocket. We learned about the rocket lab as the company itself, and then we uh, just waited for the stream to start. The streams got started, and then uh, we just saw beautiful, beautiful views of the rocket, Electron rocket on the launch pad with the beautiful music, mesmerizing music running in our ears. Then we had a launch opportunity. Then it was put on hold due to large due to winds, and then again uh, the countdown started at t minus 2 minutes 50 seconds. The uh, again it was reverted back to t minus 12, and then in the meanwhile I demonstrated you the KSP mission of the Electron rocket, how it will basically be handled. So it's no worries since I have already demonstrated you. Then we thought it will happen. We will go for launch at T minus 2 minutes, and I don't know what happened. Maybe I have misheard something, or I haven't heard anything that they decided to stand down for a launch today. So in final, today's launch was scrubbed, and we'll shortly have a backup launch window since the launch windows for this is from 11 June to 24 June. So we'll have a launch between those days. So yeah, that's for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay happy, stay safe, stay calm, and bye bye. And subscribe if you haven't.